Good evening. I'm Natalie Splatt.
And I'm Eric Nid.
And welcome to our newscast here at B.U.G.Z Studios.
Starting us out in today's top stories is an update on a local colony experiencing flooding. We've got B.U.G.Z's emergency correspondent May Fly on the scene. May, what's the situation like on the ground right now?
Well, Eric, I'm here on the scene of a truly devastating disaster at this colony. This storm came with no forewarning and without any anticipation from our meteorologists. So many citizens have been flooded out of their home on the street. The entire community is gathered here just trying to hold tight and make it out okay.
Wow, truly a catastrophe of epic proportions. Has the colony seen anything like this before? I don't know about you, May, but I've never heard of such a random and powerful storm like this.
Hey Eric, Flyzik here, filling in for May. She has since passed. Anyway, to answer your question, the funny thing is, I've heard stories from different colonies of storms like this popping up right out of the blue, and then persisting, almost like clockwork, with the same time increments between each storm.
I'm sorry, just a minute. Flyzik, did you say May died?
Hi Eric, Flyla here, filling in for Flyzik. No deaths from the storm can be confirmed as of yet, but that being said, there is no way of telling with the collapse of the colony.
Oh my, wow, it sounds like things are pretty grim.
These reporters are truly dropping like flies. Let's see if our meteorologist Mosquito has any insight as to just when these devastating rainstorms might end.
Thank you, Natalie. As you can see, our radar is not picking up anything on these scattered showers. In fact, our forecasts show clear skies and weather in the upper 60s throughout the rest of the week. These storms are something of an anomaly, really, and unless our systems are totally bugging out, we should be set with lots of sun. Perfect for this year's Olympic Games. Back to you guys in the studio.
Ah yes, the Olympics, our nation's longest standing tradition. A time for insects of all species to come together through the world's most competitive games.
And for some friendly competition, of course. Personally, I love the Olympics. Watching our world's finest athletes excelling in their own art forms, battles of balance and agility, world-class athletes competing in feats of strength, races of speed and endurance. There is nothing quite like the Olympics to bring our nations together.
Without a doubt, and in fact, we have Ray Mantis on the scene tonight. Ray, what's happening?
Thanks, Eric. I'm here inside the dumpster where the biggest sporting event of our life is happening. It's the annual Muffin Mash, where two of our finest athletes duke it out to see who can eat this entire muffin within the time limit. It looks like it's going to be a tight race. Oh wait, Richard Roach is taking the lead. He's the winner!
Roach! Richard Roach! How does it feel to be the dumpster diving champion?
I feel beyond amazing. I've been preparing for this for a whole 3 hours. This experience has been a dream of mine since this morning. I'd like to thank everyone who made this possible, including the fly who motivated me to eat this muffin!
Today in sporting news, the Orb Weavers took it all home for gold when they came and showed off their incredible athleticism and orb weavery.
It was a spectacular story, a true underdog tale. Most of them came from tough backgrounds, and some barely made it out of their egg sacs.
And all that after the recent passing of their coach after the ripe old age of 25.
It was an incredible story, and their wonderful performances really would have made her proud if she could have been here tonight. On to Natalie for local news.
Is it possible the bee population is making a comeback? Since 2006, the bee population has been at a rapid decline. But, due to beekeepers' recent efforts, are we seeing the budding promises of recovery? Abby Fly, live on the scene. Let's see what all the buzz is about.
What once was a busy beehive, swarming with life, has become something of a ghost town. This decline in population in the colonies has become alarmingly prominent. Pesticides, known as neonicotinoids, a relatively new class of insecticides, infect the bee's central nervous system, causing paralysis and death. I am here with Beatrice Hive, who has seen this problem firsthand.
About a month ago, my mom was killed by pesticides. Then my dad died, then all my siblings died. Am I up next? Am I up next? When does it all end? Where is the humanity?
And with that compelling testimony,
we interrupt this live news broadcast with a breaking news update. This just in, Katie Pillar with the story.
2 ants have seemingly been trapped in a mysterious circle of an unknown substance. The exact origins of the circle are generally unclear. It appeared suddenly, and although sources are still working on making contact with the ants, it seems as though they are unable to escape from the enclosure. Locals speculate it to be a possible extraterrestrial encounter. Let's see what Anthony Small's live witness has to say.
Yeah, I don't really know, man. I was just walking around, minding my own business. I went over to get some Ritz cracker remnants from this crack I found, a prime spot, and when I turned around, my buddies were stuck in this unknown circle. When I went over to try to get through the barrier, it was just a little too thick.
We'll have more updates to come. For now, I'm Katie Pillar from B.U.G.Z News. Back to the studio with Natalie and Eric.
Wow, that sure is some scary stuff.
Indeed, Eric. Indeed. When we return, Lily Wing, a specialist in butterfly migration, to speak on immigration policies. But for now, a brief message from our sponsors.
Don't you hate when that happens? Tired of being denied the taste of human blood? Introducing On, the first ever bug repellent. Compared to Off, On has been specially designed to block deep particles in the air. First you spray it, then you wait. Soon there's nothing standing between you and the undeniable taste of human flesh. Call 1-800-BUZZ right now and double your order for free. That's 1-800-B.U.G.Z.
As a fly, we have thousands of individual receptors in our eyes. Due to recent advancements, we've discovered that these receptors may not have the same visual acuity. But you're too busy for visual impairment. You deserve the best. You have fly hands to rub, maggots to lay, and of course, food to land on. In our short lives that last only a few days, you owe it to yourself to buy this new, amazing product. Introducing Flifocals. Call now to reserve your own pair of free transition lenses.
Once again, thanks to our sponsors On and Flifocals.
Lily Wing, a specialist in butterfly migration, here to talk to us about immigration policy.
We are so happy to have you, Lily.
It's my pleasure. With the midterm election coming up, the most controversial debate is over our immigration policies. This winter, hundreds of thousands of monarch refugees will flee to Mexico as it will become too cold for them to stay in the States.
I always thought monarchs were cold-blooded insects and saved energy when they were in cool environments.
Yes, but when the temperatures get down to 55 degrees Fahrenheit, they aren't able to fly. And if temperatures get down to 41 degrees Fahrenheit, they can't even crawl. I have some pictures here that are very graphic and maybe too intense for some viewers. In 2016, there were nearly 100 million butterflies in Mexico. And actually, that number was higher than we'd seen in the past. But within days of their arrival, the cold had killed nearly 11 million monarchs, just days after the temperatures dropped. The population of Mexico's breeding grounds has now dropped to 78 million. And even since, the number has dropped as much as 27%. Scientists estimate that in order to avoid the threat of extinction, the monarch population must reach 225 million. But with the crackdown on immigration, they're being stopped at the border. Chris A. is the candidate who has my vote. He himself has gone through this process as he was born in the Mexican breeding grounds. Not meeting any of the requirements for priority status, he and his family waited 8 years for a visa. Just applying for a visa in the US can take months, and it can take up to 8 years to finally receive one. I encourage you to do your own research about our candidates and make sure your vote counts.
Lily, once again, it was such a pleasure having you. Thank you so much.
Well, this concludes our newscast for this evening. Thank you for watching B.U.G.Z News. We hope you enjoyed our broadcast. Once again, I'm Natalie Splat.
And I'm Eric Nid.
And good night.